Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about how to smoothly add registered interns or pre-licensed professionals to your group practice. So I will just start off by saying I think that this is the way group practices are going. Back in the day, back in my day, when I went to go get a job 18 years ago, I'm so surprised to say that. But you did not go into private practice. You went into community health. And so that's what I did. I emailed every community health agency that worked with teens, because that's who I wanted to work with, and put my foot out, put my resume out, put my information out. And I actually found the person that hired me. I was working as a server at Longhorn. They came in for a work dinner. My future boss was there. She said, when you're licensed, when you graduate, you come and see me. Her name is Dr. Bliss. I went and saw her, and the rest is history. But it was not common to go into private practice. Today, it is so common for registered interns to go straight into private practice from grad school. In fact, some of them, which I've talked about, start in private practice in their internship. For us, that was not available. Okay. So I think this is the way that it's going. There is a shortage of licensed professionals that want to join group practices. I will probably do a video on why a licensed person will want to join your group practice, but with Headway, with Alma, with all of these different platforms, it is kind of easy for a licensed person to start a virtual practice, see 20 clients a week, and call it a day, right? So I think a big opportunity for group practices to continue to grow is to hire registered interns and this is a big caveat, create a training program, protocol, policy, and procedure around how you do that. I do not think, this is very important, so I'm stopping you. I want you to listen to me. You should hire registered interns and not provide them with a lot of support and a lot of hand-holding, okay? Even if they're the most fabulous interns around, okay? So you want to make sure that you not only are able to provide supervision, whether you are their qualified supervisor or not. We do a monthly supervision group for registered interns, a place where they can come, they can, get information, they can share, they can get guidance. We have clinical leads at every single one of our locations. So that way, if they're lost, there's a point of contact that they can physically see. Right? The supervision is virtual. Okay. Then we offer qualified supervision. And so they will have a supervisor within our company, and we can give them a supervisor for their qualified supervision that may be separate from that clinical lead. We have a clinical director that manages all of those clinical leads. Then we have a senior clinical director. Then we have a chief clinical officer. So there are many points of contact up our leadership ladder that somebody can get support from. Okay. And listen, if somebody needs something, they can always email me at Caring Therapist. And I am never, remiss to, provide support or, identify solutions to problems. And then you want to make sure that you have supervision for within your company and for clinical supervision. Then you want to talk about what the training protocol is going to be. We have outlined what trainings people may want to take. They're not anything different than probably what a lot of you already have. CBT, DBT, EMDR, TFCBT, Gottman. We're looking at what are our needs within the company and what do we think would set somebody up for success. Whether people have a lot of feelings about this or not, I believe in the power of having a basic CBT training, no matter your modality. So many clients ask for it. There's a lot of information out there about efficacy. And so whether people are strictly CBT therapists, I do find value in having our registered interns get trained in CBT. They may reject it, and I'm okay with that. If somebody comes to me and says, I absolutely never want to do CBT, more power to you, then find out what modality works for you and get trained in that. But I think having that basis is really helpful. And having your training protocol outlined is going to be really helpful. Then having checkpoints at, during their time. We do have checkpoints to make sure people are on track for getting licensed. while we don't necessarily provide support around taking their licensure exam, we are actually working with some companies to be able to provide discounted trainings and discounted support for licensure, because we want people to get licensed, not for us necessarily, but for them. We know that people feel good when they get licensed. They're excited. You can feel renewed. I remember when I got licensed, I was a little burnt out from doing, not really from therapy, but doing paperwork. Once I got licensed, it was like, wow, this is amazing. What's my next step? What am I doing? And so I think that the goal should be to help support your clinicians getting licensed. So let's talk about one more thing you can do to support your registered interns and why it's a good idea to think about hiring them. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes, which really makes it easy for us to add registered interns, add a supervisor, have somebody review, sign off on their notes, their treatment plans, their intake. That has been fantastic. We're able to bill ethically under a rendering provider. And so you want to make sure you have an electronic health record that makes it really easy for you to do all the steps to be able to bill insurance for registered interns. Plus, Therapy Fuel, their AI notes program, has been game-changing for our clinicians, really, because what happens, and especially if they're doing the scribe, they'll do the session, they'll read the note and they'll be like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And it builds their clinical confidence. Why? Because they're like, wow, I really am doing something in session. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking, right? Or we're just chit-chatting. And then they go and they look at their notes and they're like, no, I'm actually doing amazing clinical interventions. It's just woven into the conversation. And so I highly recommend you check out TherapyNotes. So making sure that you have checkpoints, again, with your registered interns is going to be really important, and getting feedback from them. So we do quarterly conversations with all of our team members. We set goals during those meetings. And so having some kind of cadence of meeting with all of your employees, but really your registered interns, setting goals, making sure they're on track to get licensed so that they can provide the best clinical care, because we have had absolutely amazing registered interns providing amazing clinical care. So just because they're not licensed yet doesn't mean that they're not good. They might just need some more support. They need more training, but their skills are absolutely there, and it can be a wonderful way to grow your group practice. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.